Hey there, Jim Gavigan, coming to you with my unboxing of my Sqairz shoes. So first off, thanks to Bob Winskowitz of Sqairz Shoes, the CEO and founder, for allowing us to do this test, and GolfWrx for picking me as one of the testers. So quick background on me, I'm 55 years old, play to, I don't know, 2-3 handicap, something like that. I live in St. Augustine, Florida. And right now it's pretty much heat wave and Hades kind of weather for us. Very wet, humid, hot. We're in and buggy. It's in our wet and buggy season that we always get into this time of year. And so let me tell you a little bit about kind of what I'm doing from a shoe perspective and kind of why I picked what I picked. And it was, an interesting chat with Bob. So maybe some of you guys are in the same boat, hence why I'm going to give you more detail. And if you've watched my Callaway videos, I'm probably going to give you more detail than you want. So probably at some point I'm going to have to do a too long didn't read or too long didn't watch kind of a thing. Anyway, shoes. What I have been doing for the last couple of years is pretty much being in like barefoot type shoes, zero drop, so there's no drop from heel to toe, and a really wide toe box. Somewhere around here I've got some toe spacers. I've been really trying to get the splay of my toes back where they'll open up, because I think that's how we were designed and meant to move and not be squished into a little toe box. And I think that kind of speaks to what Bob was trying to do with these particular shoes. So I'll tell you a little bit about why I picked what I did and our conversation as to why he recommended a certain thing. So I've been playing in Sqairz shoes for quite some time, just cheap ones. I haven't bought a decent pair of shoes until I bought these. These are kind of dirty, but these are the Sqairz Tour Blade slip-ins. I've actually liked these pretty well. I bought 9 wide, and these have been pretty good so far. I think I've had them a little over a month. I played probably 4 rounds in them. I haven't tried to walk in them yet, which is actually a part of the testing I'm going to do here. But yeah, they're pretty solid, very comfortable. And I was a little skeptical because I was going to buy some just cheap slip-ins at the outlet mall. I have a Sqairz outlet mall, or outlet store, maybe 10 minutes from the house, if that. And I almost walked out of them. So I was like, I don't know if I like these slip-ins because I think I can slip out of them pretty easy. But these are actually really good. And I looked at some of the painter shoes. I looked at True because of the zero drop and the wider toe box, but ended up going with these. I've had pretty good luck with Sqairz, and these actually look pretty good. So anyway, hence that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm using now. So be giving you a comparison to that and to just kind of the zero drop idea. So I thought about, getting this box open last night, but then I was like, then I can't do an unboxing video, a real one. So let me go ahead and get the box open. We will talk about what I picked and why. So my conversation with Bob, we talked about going 9 wide like I have, and I was telling about my barefoot journey and all that kind of stuff. And he said, one of the things he's tried to do with his shoes is actually make it where it fits well so that you can generate more power from the ground up, and I guess use ground forces. So we ended up, because this particular shoe, and these are the Pro S2 Signatures, which have a wider toe box anyway. He said, I would probably recommend you don't go wide. Oh, look at this. Thank you. Your order made our day. We hope it brightens yours, your friends at Sqairz. So nice touch, kind of like the sub 70 folks. Nice little handwritten note on the inside of the box. So yeah, it actually looks handwritten. They may have stamped it. Who knows? But one of the reasons why I went with these, again, wider toe box. So I got black since I have white. So I'll take a look at those. Hopefully you can see that pretty well in the camera. I think those look pretty sharp. The squared off toe is kind of interesting to me. It's one thing that's always been interesting about these shoes. But, the idea was to get me something that I'll be stable in. And because I told him, I said, you guys claiming, a couple more miles an hour of club head speed, that's a pretty big thing, and I think was it Scott Lynn, the guy who does a lot of force plate work with, I think it's Smart to Move. You know, he actually endorsed it. He said, hey, I didn't believe it either, but he said, yeah, I saw it. So he actually put his name out there on it. And what's interesting is and he had told me about this, is they actually have these like little silicone nubs or something on their, I don't know if I'll try to take some pictures of this, but you know, it almost kind of looks like you've bejeweled your golf shoelaces there, but it's supposed to tie them tighter. So I'll put them on, just see how they fit. So yeah, actually, yeah, these should be pretty good. I'll have to stand up in them, but you know, the whole idea is that they don't come loose. You know, once you lace them up, and so that was kind of one of their claims. So we'll check that. But so far, that feels pretty good. It's definitely more snug than the Sqairz, but I'm going to try them as they are because this is what he asked me to do. I think the toe is going to be all right. I don't have as much room as I do in some of my other shoes, but that should be all right. Let's see if I can get this thing. Got this lace in a knot. Try to push my chair out of the way and maybe get a look at those. So yeah, they actually feel, you know, pretty solid, pretty good. Don't think I would have needed wide. Like I said, it's funny, I keep reaching for the microphone. I forget that I put this on. So hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. But yeah, it feels reasonably comfortable. We'll have to, you know, kind of see. But the cool thing is he said, look, if you really feel like you need wide, just message me and, you know, we'll go from there. So I'm super impressed by that. He said, well, you know, I'll get you a pair overnighted. But anyway, first impressions, you know, pretty comfortable. Definitely a different feel than the Sqairz. Kind of hard to put into words, you know, what that really feels like. But anyway, I'm anxious to give them a try. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to walk 9 a couple of times, both in the Sqairz and these. I'll take you along on the video and kind of give you my impressions as I'm going along. I belong to a simulator room about 5 minutes from the house here, literally. You know, it's literally a 5 or 6 minute drive, so that's great. So I can go do the testing of the speed and see, do I actually pick up speed? You know, I'll actually try my regular 0 drop shoes, my Sqairz and these, and just see what the difference is. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Once again, thanks to Bob and to GolfWrx for allowing us this opportunity. More to come.